Welcome back to my studio. I am realizing that if you only keep up with me on YouTube, you have not yet seen this studio space. Maybe in shorts, and then I've shared a lot on Instagram and TikTok, but this is my new space. It's kind of one of two spaces. This is essentially my art making space and design too on my computer. And I have a separate space now for packing orders, which really has been a wonderful change from my last space where I did everything in the same space, because I rarely have a day where I'm like just painting or just packing orders. Well, sometimes just packing orders if it's like a busy time. But having to like quite literally clean up the mess and worry about getting paint on things that are shipping was challenging, and I just have a lot more room to spread out now. I thought I'd bring you along with me today to see the projects I'm working on. If you happen to be new, my name is Paige Poppe. I'm an artist and designer, create a lot of things here. Speaking of which, I'm just cleaning up these palettes. I'm gonna sandwich and toss these. I've been using this little Jane Davenport palette paper. I don't have any larger palette paper right now. I honestly just use parchment paper a lot now, and I buy it in big sheets. I'll show you what I was painting. I've been making these hand-painted ceramic tiles for one of my wedding clients actually. So I have designed their stationery, someone I went to the same high school with, which is cool. And they are getting married in Tubac, Arizona. So I created this stationery suite that has a scene of the Tubac Chapel, but then a lot of like desert organic Southwest elements, a lot of like tile designs and botanicals. So my client had the idea that we should take some of the designs I created for the stationery. We did like an invitation, a details card, and put them on these tiles. So these are the designs I created in watercolor, and then I translated them into the tile. And she is going to put like adhered numbers on the tiles for the table numbers, and then she'll be able to pull those off and use them as coasters because they are cork backed. I made these 8 yesterday. Here's the other 2 designs, and they are sealed. And I'm waiting for these ones to dry before I seal them, because these little dots on these ones are a little more thicker because I used the end of my paintbrush, so they have a little more paint on them. So I'll wait to seal those, and then I will ship those off to her tomorrow. And on that note, actually, I'm going to move over to my desk here, and I'm going to design her menu. And the menus are really cool because they'll be at each place setting for each guest, and the tile designs we're going to incorporate onto the menu, so they'll all coordinate together in a lovely way. And then the back could be like these designs, like quite literally tiled. We did a tiled envelope liner that was really pretty. So I don't know, why isn't this turning on? Oh, it was dead. But yes, that's the last component I think we are doing, unless she decides she wants signage, but I think we're just doing the menu. So it's gonna be like a tall, narrow menu. I'm gonna sit down, and I've already painted all of the elements we're using previously from the invitation suite, so I don't have to paint anything new. I was just admiring this wall. I didn't have a lot of art in here the last week or two. I finally hung up some pieces, so I gotta figure out this lighting situation. Wow, you can't even really see, but I hung up like some of my, I almost called it archival, kind of like fashion, which I guess it kind of is, but it's like pieces from over the years that I've created. Some are like really early, like 2015 pieces. And then this wall is totally blank right now. I have felt torn if I wanna hang art here or not. I have this idea that I wanna have a wall of all of the available originals I have that's like always rotating as I ship pieces out. Except for the paper pieces, I will keep those stored like in sleeves. But you know, pieces like this that can just hang right on the wall, I will hang up. But I want to be able to get messy in here, and like obviously I'm not gonna fling paint against the walls, but I kind of like the idea that this is a blank slate for my mind too. So what I'm thinking is, instead of hanging finished pieces here, I want to build like a giant framed bulletin board that is essentially like cork on wood, but then I add some like framing trim around it so it looks more polished. And I could pin more like sketches and inspiration and things up there. So that's a project for a few weeks from now, because I have a busy couple weeks coming up with projects. So I'll be on site a lot for projects in March and April too. But yeah, that's definitely like what's to come. If you think this looks a little empty in here, it doesn't actually look, it doesn't look too much like an artist studio, but I have a bunch of my originals like stored right now, and I need to get them out and photograph them and release them. I have a couple collections in the works, so I think that will happen in that other space. And in here will be a clean slate. Oh my gosh, I just found this little guy. Classic Paige. I have a lot of different tangents, but I'm doing Flat Stanley right now for my little, and I keep leaving him out so I remember to photograph him different places. Let's put him right here, then I won't forget. All right, I'm gonna transition into my design work now. Okay, I removed their info, but this is what their invitation looked like with this scene of the chapel that I painted. So I created a variety of designs for them to choose from. This one does include the chapel again. I'm not sure if they want to use it again. And then this option has tiles that we had put on their details card, along with that design that you saw me paint on the physical ceramic tiles. I did a neutral version also because their details card had this more neutral version. And here's another tile option. Once again, using one of those designs I had painted in watercolor that's on the ceramic tiles. And then I did a couple options for the back. This is like the exact pattern we used for their envelope liner. I did a new option too with that new design. This one looks really fresh and clean. I like that one from a distance. So now I'll arrange these for them to review and send them off. I just sealed the last 6 tiles outside here. I have a couple orders to pack now. I honestly was hoping to pack more than that. I have a sticker shipment that was scheduled for yesterday afternoon. Then it got rescheduled to afternoon today, and now it's saying it might not come until 7 p.m. So I wanted to get that out, but for now I will do just the couple that I have. By the way, this is where I want to have that art wall with all the available originals that I'm planning. It's been a little while since we packed an order together, so let's do this one. It's for postcards only. We are doing desert sketchbook, 5 of these, groovy sunset, 1 discovering the desert, 2 of these, cacti kaleidoscope, and the last one I have backstock of, so I just grabbed more. So lastly, I think 3 of November Night. Awesome. I am really stocked up on mailers for the new year. I normally would package this over here, but I'm just doing it so you can see. I have the thank you note, my business card. I'll sandwich the postcards in there, and then I always include free postcards. So I'll include a couple that are different designs than what they ordered. She's wrapped up. Slip those in there, and then I just add some branded tape right here, and they are all set. Okay, these are done. I need to add the tape, but I had something to send to a client, and then I renewed my business insurance. I'm gonna switch gears into something else now, but I have the most interesting feeling going on lately. I really enjoy being active, but I have been more sporadic, and I need to get back into a routine and join a gym again. I tried a fitness studio that I ended up really not liking, so I canceled it after 2 months. So I've been doing at-home workouts, and I have this feeling I've never had before. I think, I don't know if this is delusional, but like, I think it's my body telling me like, please do more of this. I love it. Especially in the afternoons around this time, like 2, 3, 4 o'clock. I get this feeling in my body that's like, it absolutely is itching for me to work out again. And it's almost like I want someone to like stretch out all of my limbs at the same time. And I will stretch and I will work out. But like, even yesterday when I worked out, it was like, I felt like I didn't like stretch the muscles enough. So maybe I should do some yoga or Pilates. I don't know. So I'm trying to listen to it. So I will need to do that today, but it's like kind of getting to the point where I'm like, okay, chill. Okay, I actually just stretched and I feel better. Today is February 1st. So I just flipped the spread in my 2024 wall calendar. I realistically wouldn't hang my calendar here on my easel, but I just filmed a little short video. This is my Way Out West calendar that released in the fall, and with this calendar I released some coordinating art prints, and this is Road Trip Reverie, but the full piece is landscape, and there's a lot more fuchsia and purple tones in the full piece. Of course I had to like crop it in, and then I added some fuchsia prickly pear down here, all painted in watercolor. But I'm a really big fan of that print. I thought I had one left that I could have shown you, but I mailed it out, so I have it online. All right, for the rest of the day, I'm going to edit my calendar flip video quickly. I think I'll send an email out to my email list, and I am doing flat Stanley for my little cousin, and I need to finish out the little journal, diary, and pick out the photos to print for him. I probably should print those tonight and then mail him back to Minnesota. This is so cute. Speaking of the email list, for many years I've done studio scenes where I essentially talk about like what projects I've been creating, what I've been up to in the studio. And those are fun because I feel like it's a little more intimate. Like sometimes I'll share projects that are in the works there that I don't talk about elsewhere. Also, in 2024, I had this goal in 2023 and I'm continuing it because I was successful with it in 2023, but I'd like to do it even more often, which is just listing original paintings more regularly on my site. I have certainly listed originals as collections, but I make a lot of one-off pieces that sometimes I will like store them in my archival books just so I have space to create new art, and then I won't list those pieces. So I will say even in January so far, I think I've listed 4 new originals, and I really could list more. I think I have 2 more at least that I want to put up, and that's something I get asked quite regularly, like, oh, what originals do you have available? So all that to say, I think I'm really going to announce the originals that are new to my email list first, because I always like to kind of reward you for being there as a way to say thank you. So like my email list always gets early access to new collections and gets sneak peeks, like I said, and I think this would be another awesome thing. Like you will have access to the originals first and know about them first. So that's my plan for the rest of the day. I'm gonna try to focus here so I can work out, because as I told you, my body is like screaming at me right now. It's so bizarre. Like, I think I might go for a walk also. So I'm gonna wrap it up here. This has been fun. It's been a little while, so thanks for joining me. I have also been uploading a lot of shorts, so you can find those on my channel also. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.